Hello everybody, welcome to Bear Beer Reviews with me, your host Jack, and welcome back to England. We've just been away on a nice little weekend trip to the good old Big Apple, New York, and tried some really cool beers out there as well. More importantly, had a fantastic time. It was Hannah's first time out there, so we wanted to go do a load of tourism, and she allowed me to go to a couple of beery places. Unfortunately, quite a lot of the stuff that we recorded, the places that we do go, the memory card's corrupted, so I've lost quite a few videos, which is, that's how sometimes it works out. But one of the places that we have managed to get a video for, and I'll already upload it by the time this video is online, was these fellas here, Other Half Brewing Company from Red Hook, Carroll Gardens, Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn, in New York. And this one here is their Hop Showers, which we did manage to try at the brewery, so I'm really interested to get my hands on. It's a 7.4% IPA. Comes in this wonderful pint glass, and you can see it says, if you're wondering what it was going to taste like, it says hops literally everywhere on the can, and it just says Showers at the bottom. Loving the look of the can. It's really cool. So Other Half really impressed me. I think their beers were absolutely crazy. Their IPAs were best sound in the world. Absolutely some of the most intense and pungent things that I managed to try when I was out there. And I've had some really good IPAs over the years, but they really impressed me. That Aubrey and everything was just spectacular, that triple IPA. And they just brought out a small little warehouse in the middle of nowhere, opposite a McDonald's, underneath the Gowanus Expressway, in kind of southern Brooklyn. So pretty good job, guys. Really, really impressed me. So what we have here is Hop Showers, pouring out into a glass. We've got a nice deep copper colour, that kind of fluorescent orange look, tight head on it as well. It's going to stick around for the journey. It's lacing beautifully too. I can smell it. It genuinely stinks so much straight from the can. I'll give it a good smell from both actually, because I'm a big fan of smelling from the can. It seems to keep all those aromatics in. Oh man. The number one thing that hits me about this is how dank it is. I wanted to drink this super fresh. I've got a few cans that I'm going to share with some friends and other people, maybe pass them around a bit, maybe do a trade or something, but I want to drink the ones that I'm going to drink very fresh. And this just humongous dank note, this resinous piney thing in the middle, that little bag of weed thing, that slightly oniony, garlicky, slightly catty aroma that you only get when you really find a fantastic IPA is here in abundance. There's loads of tropical fruit in as well, particularly kind of papaya and mango-y. I didn't look to see what hops are in this, but I know they're quite big fans. A lot of this stuff had Mosaic, Italianum and Citra in, so it wouldn't surprise me, and Amarillo. So it wouldn't surprise me if this has got some Citra in it, which is what I'm getting with that big, dank, kind of weedy note in the middle. But there's tons of tropical fruit coming off that, a bit of sweet citrus as well. And then a push of something a bit grapefruity underneath it. But it's just the quintessential American IPA smell, and it's fantastically concentrated. It really does zing. You can tell I'm excited the way I'm talking about it. So cheers everyone, let's give it a try. Oh yeah. So good, I'm dribbling. The one thing I will say for this beer, and then my initial impressions of it are kind of how West Coasty it is, kind of how much of a punch of bitterness and how much the bitterness lasts throughout the entire beer. Usually on these new wave East Coast IPAs, think things like Heady Topper and Tired Hands, Big Alice and a couple of others, people like that, especially the Vermont breweries, you tend to find that the beers aren't so bitter and they're much more huge, juicy, tropically beasts. This has got a nice bit of haziness in it as well, and it's very typical of East Coast brewers that they yeast strains which are not so flocculent, they don't clump and drop out, tend to stay in the beer and add some flavour. This is a very big, hugely dank, crushingly bitter kind of flavour to it. More reminiscent of breweries, say, like, dare I put them in the same word, but like Russian River with Pliny the Elder and some of the Stone Brews and the Ballast Points as well, and Alesmith too. It strikes me as more of that, but there is still this big fruity juiciness in it as well. it's like you get the best of both worlds. Big, resonant, dank, coat of the mouth, sort of bitterness and intensity of hop flavour, but alongside some of those fruity, softer, juicier flavours. There's tropical, the citrus. And I really like that. It's like a good amalgamation of the both. There is like a little bit of hint of kind of bready malt on the back of the palate, especially when the hops start to die away. So it's got it all, really. And I didn't elucidate as much in the video at other half. I didn't want to spend too much time yammering when there was a lot of beer to be drinking. But I was genuinely impressed by the difference in flavours between the beers that they had on the board. They had all green everything, small green everything, all Brett everything, and maybe one other in the same sort of series of beers with similar hops in, but they all maintained a different intensity of flavour or a different take on the style of IPA, alongside things like an ESB that they had a black IPA as well, and I think they had a stout on the one of the days that we visited. He said he went twice, it was that good, although I didn't get around to trying that one. As a brewery, they really impressed me, and this beer is no exception. It's fantastic. It's a really, really well made beer. It's going to be hard to find in England, so some kind of British subscribers, yeah, you're going to have to go out to New York to try it, and I would very much recommend buying a ticket to go to New York just to try it. And to you guys in America, it's definitely worth seeking out. It's very small batch production, I know that much. But it's well worth it if you really want to try some up-and-coming brewery, although they have been around for a couple, maybe more years now. I think it's 2012 they started. They're definitely making waves, and they'll get bigger and bigger, I would imagine. And it's such an awesome place. Try and get there soon if you aren't going to go, because it will get bigger, and it had such a nice small little family feel, and the brewers behind the bar and the staff are really friendly, and I'm sure they'll maintain that. But get there when it's small and it's something extra special, right? So please like, favourites, comment and subscribe, and if you do get your hands on this, tell me what you think, because I'd love to see what people thought of a brewery that I'm going to be really enthusiastic about and think we'll see a lot of in the future. Until next baby review, everyone, cheers.